Black History Month is important because so much of our history and culture is not taught in school. There are certain leaders who were taught about, but there are so many more who were not. And so Black History Month is a great time for us to be able to celebrate that history, learn about people who we may not have known about, and to also educate other people as well.
I'm a big believer in that you need to know history. If you do not know where you've been, you will have no idea where you are going. And to be able to put things into perspective, you need to know how we got to where we are right now. So again, it is important for us to have this opportunity so that we can understand contributions made by the African American community, so that we can put that into perspective historically, and then we can talk about and build on those things for the future.
Black History Month is a great time for our youth to get exposed to different careers, different occupations, and when they can see someone who is a African American lawyer who is in their neighborhood, that's right in front of them. It's a regular person. This is just a regular person who has applied themselves. They become an attorney, and it can become inspirational to them to understand that they can become an attorney.
What I learned from Thurgood Marshall is that the color of my skin doesn't limit what I can achieve. I also learned that people should be treated equally and fairly, and that when used effectively and consistently, the law can be a powerful tool to ensure that that happens.
Charles Hamilton Houston was formidable. He was a formidable litigator, and he helped to crash the arguments before the U.S. Supreme Court in various cases, such as Brown versus the Board of Education back in 1954. He attacked whether or not separate was truly equal and contributed to the long list of individuals who helped to dismantle the Jim Crow laws in the South.
And I think about, I have a 5-year-old daughter, and I think about Ruby Bridges, who was a 6-year-old who integrated her school in Louisiana. And I get choked up about things like that because it's amazing. The struggles, but also the victories that people have achieved despite overwhelming odds.
There are a lot of unknown, unnamed people that I, early on was really interested in and inspired by. And those are the people who were just your everyday working class people who were involved in the civil rights protests and other actions. And these are people who, they weren't at the front of the line, but they were in that line, and they were marching and they were protesting, but they also were risking their jobs and their livelihoods. And these are people who may not have had the opportunity to get another job if they lost one, but they were willing to put that on the line.
To commemorate Black history, I think that we need to put ourselves into other people's shoes. I think that we need to educate ourselves about other people's journeys. And I think that we need to have honest conversation with each other so that we can better understand each other.
Black history or African American history, it doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be depressing. I mean, there's a lot of things to entertain you. We just lost a great figure in Cicely Tyson. And so I know a lot of people who are going back and watching her movies because she was an excellent actress who played a lot of historical roles, including that of Harriet Tubman. And so I would say just delve into the culture and just realize that this is part of all Americans' history and culture.
And as you think about Black History Month, the things that you learn from it, things you take away from it, if you can apply that learning to your local community and help that community to be better. If we all do that, then our country becomes a better place.
I am grateful that Fisher Phillips is taking this moment in time to recognize and reflect on the contributions that African Americans have made to society in general, and frankly, within the firm itself. And I'm encouraged and happy to work in a place that does that, as we do throughout the year for various other groups that make up, frankly, the Fisher Phillips family.